The Falcons are a good football team, and not only are they a good football team, they have the ability to be a great football team. They are one move away from being a Super Bowl contender, and the move is so easy to make, they just don't want to do it for some reason. And what is that said move, you ask? Well, it's obvious. Desmond Ridder. I really don't like ripping young quarterbacks because it's not easy to play in the NFL, and the hardest position is quarterback. But flat out, Desmond Ridder is arguably the worst quarterback in the league, and it doesn't take a genius to know the Falcons are absolutely loaded with talent. Basically everywhere. They got Bijan, Pitts, London, a decent offensive line. They have a good mix of veterans and young players on the defense. And they really could hit a stride with Ridder, but when is it too little too late? The division is terrible, and literally anyone as their quarterback would more than likely push the team to the top of the division. Like the most obvious being start the backup quarterback, Taylor Heineke. And I'll tell you, Taylor Heineke is no crazy quarterback, but they would be in a much better position than they are currently. Among qualified passers, Ridder ranks 28th in passer rating, 31st in QBR, 31st in True Media's EPA/play, 29th in explosive throw rate, and 31st in negative play rate. And a bunch of analytics stats that you don't need to know. It's obvious. Ridder is not even close enough to be ready or good enough to be a starting quarterback on the Falcons, let alone the NFL. And I'm really not the guy who's going to hit you with all the stats and nonsense, but I will tell you, the eye test on Desmond Ridder is not good. It's possible it does get better because we all know things can change. Someone like Geno Smith is a great example of this. Struggled early and found his stride. But the problem with the NFL is that no one gets enough time to figure these things out. So we're getting to the point where the head coach of the team, Arthur Smith, might be fighting for his job. And is Desmond Ridder the type of guy you want being the guy who saves you? No chance. Falcons legend Matt Ryan gives his thoughts on the Falcons quarterback by saying, "The next 6 weeks may tell the story for Desmond Ridder's future." Duh, Matt. 6 weeks too late. They need to make a decision far earlier than 6 weeks. I'll tell you this. If you were to plug a middle to above average quarterback in there, this team is more than legit. And some people say, lure Tom Brady out of retirement or trade for a veteran. But an obvious option, if you ask me, is Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins. He's not perfect, but I'll tell you, with this offense, and if he's firing on all cylinders, this is a team that nobody would want to see. If you look at the Vikings, they want to be bad at this point. Justin Jefferson is down with injury. He's on IR. Kirk Cousins is on a 1-year deal. They want Caleb Williams. And apparently the Vikings are actually on his list of teams that he would want to play for. That's a conversation for a different day. This #1 overall pick wants like ownership of the teams, but like I said, we'll talk about that another time. They want a tank. You could probably get Kirk Cousins for something reasonable. Kirk Cousins isn't the only answer. He's just a suggestion. Maybe someone like Jimmy Garoppolo or even Baker effing Mayfield. And I'm not saying trade for these specific guys. People like them. I mean, literally backup quarterbacks at this point would be better off starting the Falcons. It's more than possible that this video does not age well, and they could be at the top of the draft by the end of the season. But I will guarantee this. It's not because of the talent on the team. It's going to be about how bad Ridder has been and the loss of whatever confidence he had coming out of college, and Arthur Smith will more than likely be on the hot seat or already fired. That's it, y'all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and lastly, if you like this video, share it to a friend or a family member, because if you liked it, they'll likely like it as well. Until the next video, talk to you guys soon.